Hi, and welcome to Awaken to You, Awaken and Align. This is a new Vista. We're having a new outlook on our lives, setting a new mandate, and knowing that there's a whole new world right here where we are. Welcome to this broadcast. I'm so happy to be here with you today, coming out from New Thought Media Network, this incredible broadcasting ministry that there we go, that produces so many amazing shows and opportunities and teaching experiences so that we can learn, we can grow, we can understand the nature of how life works and really delve into that topic, especially, when we've had awakenings in our lives, whether we call them small awakenings or huge earth life-changing experiences. We're each waking up every moment. We each have this opportunity to grasp into this newness that is coming through, wanting to express itself so that we can understand not only who we are, how to use this power that's here, this incredible gift, the power of life, how we can tune in with it and work with it and be in that flow of as Rev Skip so amazingly says on his show, on his broadcast here, to be in the flow rather than pushing against it all the time. So welcome here, welcome today. If you're joining now or if you're seeing this later, I feel so blessed and grateful to be here on New Thought Media Network, sharing with you today. My message here for today is don't give up. There we go. Let's breathe that one in. Whew. How many times do we say to ourselves, that's it, I've had enough, I'm kind of seeing myself I can't take this anymore, I'm just going to give up, and that is, in a way, this message has got a couple of sides to it, a couple of meanings. When we kind of surrender and can let go of control, that's very different to giving up. Giving up means, for me, letting go of the not only the desire, but the kind of like, I don't even know if I can be bothered to do this anymore because I don't even know if I'm made for it. Giving up on faith, giving up on that trust, giving up on the knowing that the divine has already got this and it's already done, and that whatever idea it is of yours that might be taking a while to demonstrate and actualize in your life is not because it's not meant to happen, or you're not the right person for it, or it was just a silly idea and, or you don't deserve it, or it's weird, or whatever that idea is for your life. If it's not demonstrating, it just means that there's a misalignment on some level. Maybe you don't believe, maybe you don't believe in that idea fully, or in yourself fully, or even more importantly, in this one power of greatness and goodness and kindness and love that is always operating, always wanting to show us how we can be the receivers of this magnificence that is already here. So if it isn't actually demonstrating, it's not because it's not meant to be. I mean, here in New Thought, as a philosophy and a way of life and a way of being, we don't believe in tarot cards. We don't believe in looking into the future and into the crystal ball and having the readings and this is not where we come from. We're not coming from a predictive place. We predict that this will be. We're not prophesizing or looking into, this infinite and saying, yes, it will happen. What we're doing as New Thought practitioners and students and teachers and people that are really excited by this way of understanding life, what we're doing is we're aligning ourselves with it, and we're taking those thoughts that come through, those ideas and those feelings, and we're knowing that it's already here. And what really is needed of us, I suppose, or desired of us, is for us to lift and open in our own mental equivalent. What is a mental equivalent? They're two dynamic words. Ernest Holmes talks about mental equivalence. Ernest Holmes is the founder of Science of Mind and Spirit, which is a new thought philosophy, a new thought teaching, which gives us independence. It does not teach us what to think. It teaches us and inspires us on how to think, how to feel. And Ernest Holmes talks about mental equivalent. And we each have our own set point, if you like, of what we are willing to accept and receive and believe for our lives. And for some of us, it's greater, and for some of us, it's less. And in different areas of our lives, those mental equivalents will change. In fact, we have a different mental equivalent for every belief that we have, for everything that we think and feel and desire. Somebody might have a very high and strong mental equivalent of prosperity and have a low mental equivalent of how they see their life with friendships and relationships. They may feel unworthy in having beautiful friendships and relationships with others, and yet they may be very driven and understand how money works and be very prosperous from a wealthy point of view, from that point of view, and have a high mental equivalent from that place. So our mental equivalent really dictates what we're prepared to accept and receive for our lives. So in terms of giving up, when we hand over and we know and we surrender and we say, okay, this idea that I've had, it's not a waste of time. It's not rubbish. Because it's not demonstrating doesn't mean I'm not worthy of it. It means that I may be holding a lower mental equivalent to the degree that I'm prepared and ready to accept and receive this in my life. So what we work on is not begging and pleading for that idea to come into our lives. It's already here. It's already being thought of in the mind of the divine. It already exists in this infinite. It's already here. So what we're working on, we're not yearning for that experience. We're not yearning for that thing to come. We are working on our own mental equivalent, our own acceptance of it, our own understanding that we deserve it. We can have it. We are ready to receive it. We are allowing it in and accepting it into our lives. And if we find those beliefs or those points of view, limiting ideas that we have around that, then that's what we work on. Because when we clear the way and dissolve those beliefs and those points of view, we open up a space to say, yeah, okay, now I'm ready, because I'm not holding these barriers, if you like, anymore. I'm not holding these walls up in my heart or in my being subconsciously, where I'm saying, on this repeat of habitual of a program where we stop ourselves from enjoying something or experiencing something. Whew, let's breathe that through. So what I'm saying really is then it's an awareness of how we think, what we're thinking about, and what we believe. So our work is not about trying to get that thing. What is eternal? It's always eternal. And this is what Ernest Holmes knew, and many great wisdom teachers and many great new thought teachers and leaders. They knew this and know this, those that are here right now. They know that the work is not about trying to make something happen outside, seemingly. It's all within. The outside is within. We are one. And when we say we are one, we accept and acknowledge that oneness is everything. It is one experience. So we're working on ourselves. Isn't that exciting? Because that's where we get to take our power back, rather than all these tendrils of thoughts that are going out of disbelief. We pull it all in, and we work on it, and we sit in the silence, and we commune with this divine presence, with the one intelligence, knowing that this intelligence is here for us as a power of good. So I have the book, my beautiful book, written by Dr. Ernest Holmes, and I'm going to read this because I believe it's a beautiful thing to remember. It's on page 306, and he talks about this is in the Law of Attraction chapter, and he talks about the law of correspondence, which is the law of, I suppose, giving and receiving and expansion. So he says the limit of our ability to demonstrate depends on our ability to provide a mental equivalent for our desires. For the law of correspondence works from the belief to the thing. I'm reading this again. The limit of our ability to demonstrate depends on our ability to provide a mental equivalent for our desires. For the law of correspondence works from the belief to the thing. So if we are placing or using if we're placing our awareness and our attention on the thing rather than the belief, then we're doing it the wrong way round. We're kind of doing it inside out. And this is where most people get it wrong. Because life works in a certain way. Life works from the within to the without. So anything that's not happening in the way that we believe it should be happening, we check within first, rather than trying to work out how to manipulate a situation in our external world. It's a waste of time. Have you noticed how that doesn't work? How it just delays experiences from coming through into your life? It's when we let go of the need for that and we work on our own understanding of our beliefs and our idea of life and who we are and our intentions. When we work from that place, then we start to see these incredible demonstrations that we can't even understand how that happened. How did that happen? How did that happen? Last week, this is incredible. Last week, me and Jason received a sum of money into his bank account, and we don't know how it happened or where it came from. And we know it was definitely a valid contribution for him. So the thing is, these things happen because we let go of the need, and we jointly, individually and jointly, made a conscious decision a while ago, and we keep reminding each other to live from that place of gratitude, to live from that place of finding good and knowing the good, even in the most dire, seemingly, of situations. I mean, last year proved that for all of us, that we were going through so much stuff, and maybe still are in the ripple of that, still are experiencing so many things in our lives that we're not certain of and feel in doubt with and unsure about. And yet when we live in that gratitude, that lifts our mental equivalent, because the gratitude expands us. We're coming from an expansive place there. I am so grateful for this computer. As much as I would love a new one, I'm so grateful for this computer, because this computer allows me to be here now, to show up and communicate with you. do have who is here on here. Hello, Wayne. Yes, how are you, Wayne? Good to be with you here this morning. So this notion, this idea of gratitude, of being extreme gratitude for the things that we may not even register to be grateful for on a regular basis. You know, the water coming out of the tap and running that water and seeing that water and having a glass of water and the gratitude from our hearts, that expands our mental equivalent. When we're doing that, we're not coming from a place of giving up. We're handing over and we're saying, I'm grateful for this right now. And I know that this experience is the experience that I want to feel for my life. And I'm allowing more of that to come through. I'm allowing more of it to come through and I'm here to receive it. And that is expansive rather than the moaning, the groaning, how it could have been, how it should have been, why wasn't it? This has gone wrong, that's gone wrong, this isn't right. That is contracting. And when we're in the contracting place, we're not allowing in what it is that we want to demonstrate or that we feel we want to desire. And when we have an awakening, that is a very expansive experience. We see things in a different way. We understand life in a different way. We feel our connection in a much more valid and deeper way. The thing is, though, with an awakening, what happens is it wanes after a while because we kind of get pulled back in to the TikTok of life, to the mass consciousness and the big fog of ideas that are here, that are kind of these concepts that we all think we need to live by, the rules of how this life seemingly works. Well, when we live from that place, we're very limited and constricted, and life will tell us to give up. It's hard. You know, you're not worth it. All the negative, all the unsupportive patterns of ideas, of thought processes that we believe, that they're not principle. They're not the idea of living an expanded life. So we're not giving up. We're allowing, by stepping back and saying, yes, I'm not, going to be kind of really trying to make this happen by manipulating the situation. I'm going to work on my own idea of my point of view, of my thinking process, of the beliefs that I may have stored and held and programmed myself with. I'm going to take responsibility and I'm going to work on those, and I'm going to reinstall a brand new belief system. And that belief system may even be, I'm not going to hold any beliefs. I'm simply allowing this experience to unfold without trying to have a set of beliefs and affirmations. I'm just allowing this, and I'm seeing the beauty in every single thing, in every way. Wouldn't that be an amazing way to be? Because there, when we're kind of letting ourselves off the hook of having to, make these changes. Well, the change is in the transformation of the way we perceive our lives, full stop. If we can perceive and see, and put a different meaning on everything, and live in this space of gratitude, then we're opening up our hearts for this beautiful experience without judging it. So we're not giving up. We're allowing this divine experience to come through us and saying yes to it, even when it feels tough, even when it feels that it's challenging, even when it feels that you haven't got the resilience or the resourcefulness or the patience for the situation. The key is to know that when we make that choice to change within us, rather than seeking this thing outside to change, that we're then working with this incredible divine flow, if you like, rather than against it. And then we're in the flow of life. Then we're in the flow of life, back to Rev Skip. So if we have any questions if you are here right now, welcome into this talk. Sorry, a message here, my talk here today. If you're here now, then of course you're here because you are interested in making changes or changing the idea of how you see your life and wanting to expand in your mental equivalent. And that is to expand in the idea of what is here for you, and you being ready to receive that and accept it for your life. It's not always easy, is it? It's not always easy when things are going completely skew with and we don't feel grounded. We can go back into automatic pilot of, well, I just want to hide. I don't want to be in life. I don't want to be present. And then we tend to give up. So today I'm here to remind us how amazing we are, how we are the light of the divine, how this light of the divine is shining through each of us, and it is here, always present right now. And it is showing up as the joy, as the possibility, as the health, as the wealth, as the fun. It is showing up through me, through you, through each of us in every moment. And it is up to us to say yes to allowing this experience to come through and loving it and being grateful in the moment. So I'm going to invite us now to take a breath in together, just breathing in and breathing out. And feeling that knowing of gratitude, knowing that knowing of appreciation, being aware of the breath coming in and out, being aware of the beauty of this experience that we are in. And that even if we are not enjoying it, that we get to see it from another point of view. Because there's always another way, there's always another possibility of how we see our lives and how we interact with this power for good. Blessings to you, and I know that you always have that peace in your heart. This is New Thought Media Network that I am broadcasting from, an amazing ministry and broadcasting powerhouse. And I know that it's nurturing you as much as it is me. And by doing so, by showing your appreciation for that, you are welcome to leave a love offering in the link below that goes straight into New Thought Media Network and allows this network to expand in the beautiful way that it is doing right now. So with blessings to you, I will be back here tomorrow at 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock Mountain Time with the Global Love Meditation. So if you're around for that, great to pop in to New Thought Media Network and know this presence of love as who you are in your heart. Until then, peace and joy.
New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.